This is part 7 of the family reunion. Now, where we left off at, they in the basement of the church. Miss Maxine got her gun pointing at Denham and Lil Kenny. Lachelle is screaming, "Don't shoot my son! Don't shoot my son!" Stacy is screaming, "No, no!" And then faster than a speeding bullet, Naylia get to running, and then she dive right in front of Denham as Miss Maxine shoot 2 times, pop, pop, hitting Naylia in her chest. And out of the blue, a flower vase goes across the head of Miss Maxine. It distracts the whole room as she falls to the floor. Big Kenny reaches over and grabs the neck of SJ as he brings him down to the floor. Tim sees that this is open opportunity and raised his 2 guns and pop, 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 taking Greg and Johnny down. Tim now runs over there beside Miss Maxine and kicked that gun away from her hand because he don't know if she dead or not, while hugging his mother saying, "I knew you would come, Ma. That's why I told you everything before I left." Aunt Cheryl pat him on the back, said, "Don't nobody fuck with my family. Y'all all right, baby? I knew something was up with that sneaky bitch." And Stacy replied, "We are at the church." So apparently Miss Maxine wasn't smart enough to turn the cameras off at the church. The camera done caught the kidnapping, the speeches she was giving, and the shootout. So the police had all the evidence they needed to prove that Lachelle, Stacy, SJ, Big Kenny, Lil Kenny, Denham, Tim, and Aunt Cheryl was all in danger. So that case was closed. In other news, Lil Kenny and Denham had a healthy little boy, Kelvon Kenny Smith. So Lil Kenny and Denham, they rented their house out and they moved to DC, Capitol Hill. SJ and Stacy are engaged with a bun in the oven. Lachelle and Big Kenny still live in Philadelphia. And Tim is single and he still love that girl. He got her cremated and wear the ashes around his neck. So on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, Lachelle, Big Kenny, SJ, Stacy, Tim, Lil Kenny, Denham, and Lil Kevon, they all are over Aunt Cheryl's house. So while everybody was over Aunt Cheryl's house enjoying each other's company, they in there talking amongst each other. Aunt Cheryl got to engaging in the conversation and said, "You know, it was always something about that Maxine. You know, when we first met her at the funeral, Andre's funeral, because you know your mother wanted to go because your mother is good-hearted and all this. I didn't really want to go because I felt weird about going to that boy's funeral when he tried to shoot you." And Aunt Cheryl looked at Lachelle and Kenny. So Aunt Cheryl continued by saying, "You know, we was in the church and we was heading out to our cars and she just came up to us with this young lady and told us that she was an insurance agency and she wanted to talk about insurance, life insurance in particular. And then your mother being the person that she is, they exchanged information. She took her number and your mother invited her over the house one day. I wasn't there, but Sabrina told me she came." And I said to Sabrina, "Sabrina, how does that bitch know, pardon my French, that us in our age don't have life insurance? 'Cause we do." And Sabrina said, "Oh, Cheryl, don't be like that." And ever since that day, I've been keeping my eye on that bitch. Pardon my French. So then Stacy chimed in by saying, "And we glad you had your eye on that bitch." Stacy then looked at Lachelle and said, "Shell, you ain't never meet Andre's mother before?" Lachelle replied by saying, "I ain't never meet nobody from Andre's family. He was so secretive. Even when he was locked up, he told me he had no family. And when I would ask him about his mother or father or anybody like that, he was like, man, they don't fuck with me. They live out of town." So then SJ jumped in the conversation and said, "Yeah, it be like that sometimes. You know, when you on the street, you keep everything separate. You got your mother and your father and them over here. You got your girl over here. You got some crackhead shit that you doing over there." Here goes Stacy. "What's crackhead shit? Getting your dick sucked in the alleys? What you talking about crackhead shit?" "Nah, man, my business," says SJ. Then Stacy continued by saying to SJ, "Well, I'ma meet your mother. Matter of fact, call her right now and tell her come on down to Aunt Cheryl's. I'ma meet her ass, because if something happened to you, ain't nobody gonna be trying to kill me." So Lachelle goes, "Stacy." Stacy goes, "Bitch, for real." SJ replied, "Man, shut up, man. You gonna meet my mother." So Stacy continued her conversation by saying to Lachelle, "Shell, you don't feel like," and I'm not trying to upset you, I'm just asking a question, "you don't feel like all this is because of you? Because you lied and told Andre that Lil Kenny was his?" Lachelle replied by saying, "Yeah, I take accountability. I fucked up. And I'm sorry. But I don't think it takes all this trying to kill people Andre even tried to kill us. Stacy replied by saying, well, you know these niggas is emotional, and their emotions make them do weird shit. And apparently Andre motherfucking ass got it from his mother. Then Aunt Cheryl jumped in. Okay, everybody, we all have made mistakes. And we're not gonna hold nobody accountable for their mistakes because that's not our job, that's the Lord's. And long as that baby learned from her mistakes and accept forgiveness in her heart, the Father up above have already forgiven her. Then all of a sudden, Denim phone rings. She looks down at it and it looks real familiar with the Philadelphia area code. So Denim starts shouting, I think this Teresa. I think this Teresa calling me, y'all. I think this Teresa. So everybody got up and ran around Denim and said, put it on speaker. Put it on speaker. So she pressed speaker and said, hello? It was the voice of a man. Good afternoon, ma'am. We're calling from the penitentiary. And I'm sorry to be calling you under these circumstances, but your family member in our facility has took her life. And we was wondering, who do we release the body to? Before Denim could answer, Stacy yelled out, the city, and press in. And they all laughed, except for Lachelle and Lil Kenny. They said, that's not right, y'all. Stacy then said, yeah. Anyway, Aunt Cheryl, what's for dinner? Aunt Cheryl said, I'm glad you asked. Pork chops, smothered with gravy, rice, string beans, and a buttery biscuit. Let's eat!